Anytime Fitness Folkestone, located in the Harvey Shopping Center, has everything you need to stay in shape or get that look you've always wanted. Upright conventional tanning beds, a Zumba room, weight room, and state-of-the-art treadmills. They also have supplements and tanning supplies. Anytime Fitness Folkestone is also the proud sponsor of Charlton Sports Weekly with Glenn Hughes and Stan Wilds. See Stan to get fit anytime.
Welcome to Charlton Sports Weekly here with Anytime Fitness. Glenn Hughes here with Stan Wilds. We got a little variety of sports action this week. I guess we'll start off with some rec action.
You know all too well about the rec league out there. So,
like I said, last Saturday we had a fun-filled day. So, couldn't tell you what happened at the festival, but I can tell you what happened at the football field.
You didn't miss much.
But we had nine ball games out there. Started at 9 o'clock. Last game started at 5. So.
But a fun-filled day, Glenn.
It was. Our two 7- and 8-year-old teams won, and our 9- and 10-year-old team got beat. Also, the 7- and 8-year-old Indians, actually, they played twice. They won one and they tied one. So then last night we had games out there again with our 7- and 8-year-old Cardinals, who defeated Hughes. They're undefeated still. It's like 26-0, I believe it was. So they got a good squad. And then our 9- and 10-year-olds struggling some more, got beat 7-0.
All right, that's not too bad.
No, they'll go to Patterson this Saturday. Cardinals will be playing at 10 o'clock. The 7 and 8 Indians will play at 11, and our 9 and 10-year-old Indians will play at 3 o'clock. So if you're really bored and you don't have nothing to do, drive to Patterson and go check out the ball game.
I've made that trip a few times, more than a few times.
All right, we're going to move on to some maiden softball.
Just found out breaking news.
Like I said, they have qualified for the state playoffs, which is good news. They're not the 16th seed like last year, which is good news.
They're the 15th seed.
They're the 15th seed. But, unfortunately, Gordon Lee, instead of being the number 1 seed, is the number 2 seed, which means we get to make the return trip to Chickamauga next Wednesday.
And Gordon Lee is the 2- or 3-time defending state champion.
So, but we want to congratulate our girls. They played 3 games last week, won all 3 of them.
Yep.
Beat Clinch County and beat Irwin County twice.
2 days in a row.
So, like I said, they had their senior night, was the last Wednesday. And give a shout out to Dakota Cribb, who hit a home run over the fence.
Sweet home run. I was there. That was nice. She hit a shot that went over Adam's head, I think, out there in left center. Yeah,
it was a good hit. I said, there's no doubt. But they finished they finished the regular season at 18-10, which tied the school record for school
most wins
in a season. So, but like I said, next Wednesday they will be playing at Gordon Lee. Doubleheader on Wednesday. Best 2 out of 3. If they can win 1 of the 2, or if they happen to win both of them on Wednesday, they'll be through. If they win 1, they'd have to play again on Thursday.
This team's come a long way. Most of the starters on this team are sophomores.
Right, got a bunch of young kids
and
still.
in 2 years, if all those girls are still playing, it'll be all seniors with experience playing. 3 and 4 years experience. So we in a couple years we could have something special on with our maiden softball team.
Like I said, they'll be losing 4 seniors.
Yeah. There is no juniors.
No juniors. Darby McWhorter, Marissa Gowan, Dakota Cribb, and Rivers King.
Yep.
So those are your 4 seniors. But other than that, everybody else will be returning.
That's right.
But I want to go ahead and wish the Maidens and Coach Baxter good luck and
safe trip.
Safe travels. And take plenty of 5-hour energy drinks to keep you awake on the ride.
That's right.
The Bethune Braves last week went down to Callahan, came back 32-21 winners.
Finished their season.
Wrapped up an undefeated season. Like I said, I don't have all the stats and numbers for the game, but
the big thing is they were undefeated.
Right, and I want to congratulate coaches and players on that. I mean, not everybody can say they've ever been on an undefeated team, so that's a great accomplishment for them.
That is.
We're going to go ahead and I guess we'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back and talk some Indian football and do our college picks.
Yep.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet broadcasts. Folkestone Pharmacy accepts insurance from most local employers, including the City of Folkestone, Charlton County, Babcock and Wilcox, AJM, Charlton Memorial Hospital, and many others. The Folkestone Pharmacy wishes the Indians best of luck this season. Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
Welcome back to Charlton Sports Weekly. Before we get into some varsity football, I just want to mention the B team will be in action tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock against Ware County. CharltonSportsNet.com will be streaming the game live, so if for some reason you can't get there, go ahead and turn your computer, whatever, on and watch it there. But last Friday night, the Indians had their homecoming against Lanier County. Offense showed up ready to play last week.
They did. Offense showed up, defense showed up, special teams showed up. And I was impressed with our running attack that we had, so looked promising.
But like I said, the first half, we actually passed for, I believe it was 262 yards in the first half. So we were throwing the ball well. Daveron Reed had 7 passes for like 130 yards. He caught 2 touchdown passes. Kurt Nixon caught a touchdown pass. Tevis Dasher and Malik Brunson both ran in short touchdowns.
Right.
And our kicking specialist, Thomas Johnson, kicked his 4th field goal of the year.
That's got to be a record.
I think so. I keep meaning to look that up.
That's got to be a record. And he made every extra point.
And he made every extra point, right. So he had 8 points?
Yeah. One of the leading scorers.
Actually, I think he is the 2nd leading scorer on the team right now. But,
how about that? Who would have ever thought?
I know it. But they played well. Like I said, it was 38-8 at halftime. The whole second half was played with a running clock. Like I said, at that point, that's when we got into our running game, worked on it some. Like I said, defensively, like I said, gave up some big plays, gave up some yards, but held them out of the end zone except for one scoring pass, I believe it was.
Defensively, I was impressed with our linebackers again. Our linebackers moved to the ball well.
Right.
Lance Thompson, Tevis Dasher, Drake Gillis. Unfortunately, Drake did get hurt that
right.
game. And Brandon Dale.
Brandon Dale,
Brandon Dale had a good game. And number 65, I can't
Michael
remember.
Dasher.
Michael Dasher, he had a real good game too.
He's a center's nightmare.
Yeah, he plays defensive line really well, especially for a sophomore.
Right, like I said, you had Lance Thompson and Brandon Dale both recovered. No, Brandon and Michael Dasher had fumble recoveries, I believe. And Malik Brunson intercepted the pass to basically end the game.
All right.
So,
but it was all around good game. We got the week off, the Indians do, and next week we travel to Homerville.
Homerville, your favorite place in the world.
I'm going to have to make that road trip, make my first road game this year. So hopefully we can go over there. Clinch County. I don't know if you can call it an upset or not, but they beat Irwin County last Friday night, so it kind of shook things up within the region.
Right.
So there is no pecking order, so to speak, as people once thought there was.
Currently, us and Clinch are the only unbeaten teams in the region.
So we control our own destiny. So,
but if you look at the power rankings that came out this week, we stayed at third, but Clinch is fourth, and Irwin is fifth.
So it's still anybody's game if it's a three-way tie.
Right, but I think Marion County leapfrogged over everybody, went to number 1, and Seminole stayed at number 2. So Seminole dropped from 1 to 2.
All right, well, let's move on to some college picks here, Glenn. Last week, I don't mean to brag, but I think I went 10 for 10.
You took the lead on me. My injury-depleted dogs.
Come on, don't give no excuses now.
Just stating the facts.
Adam don't want to hear them. All right, we got 10 more games this week. First one is a no-brainer. Arkansas at Alabama. Alabama probably beats them by 7 touchdowns.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm pretty sure Alabama's going to win.
All right. Auburn at Texas A&M. You got Johnny Manziel against Johnny Manziel wannabe, the kid from Wilcox County.
Well, I heard he wasn't starting this week.
Oh, he wasn't? The other kid must have beat him out.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, scratch that. Either way, I don't know if this game was at Auburn, if I could take Auburn, but I'll take A&M.
Like I said, A&M was on. Ole Miss had them on the ropes last week.
They did.
Let them off, but I think A&M's got too much firepower for Auburn.
All right, LSU at Ole Miss. When the season started, I thought Ole Miss could possibly contend for the third spot in the West. But they're kind of falling apart at the seams. And LSU is determined to show that they can still be in the top 5 team in the country. And LSU looked real good, albeit at home last week against Florida. But I think there's too much talent and too much firepower on that LSU sideline, and they'll beat Ole Miss.
Right. Like I said, I didn't get to see any of the LSU game last week, but everything I've read said the defense came ready to play. So I don't think Ole Miss has got what it takes to hang with them, even if they are playing at home.
Yeah. All right, the next one, this is an ACC game that probably got put on here because there's a local kid playing. Syracuse at Georgia Tech. Well, Syracuse is a newcomer to the ACC. I don't even know what their record is.
I couldn't tell you either.
But I took Georgia Tech.
That's right. I'm going to count on the local boy Chris Milton.
That's right.
They've kind of let me down.
Chris has been playing good too.
He had him a blocked punt last week. So, but I'm going for Georgia Tech.
All right. UCLA at Stanford. UCLA is still undefeated. Stanford got shocked.
They got upset
at Utah last week. This game was one of the hardest ones for me to pick because I think UCLA is determined to get themselves back to a respectable status around the country.
Right.
Stanford is there. But the games, if it was in Los Angeles, I'd pick UCLA. But it's at Stanford, so I'm going with Stanford.
Well, I'm seeing Stanford, after being upset last week,
they got something to prove.
They're not going to be happy coming in, and I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cardinal.
All right. Miami at North Carolina. This is one of those games in the ACC where the team that should win
doesn't
always win. And you know that they're going to give up a game like this at least once this year. Miami is still undefeated. They're playing at North Carolina. I won't be surprised if North Carolina wins, but I picked Miami.
I pretty much agree with that because, like I said, until somebody beats them, I guess I got to go with them.
They don't look bad. They got a good defense. All right, your Dogs at the Commodores of Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt does not look like the same Vanderbilt team of the last 2 or 3 years, so I think whether Gurley plays or he doesn't play, I think the Dogs win that game.
Right, like I said, they've had an extra week to work some of them younger kids in. Like I said, Gurley may be back, may not be. Heard he has at least practice this week, so. But supposedly getting a receiver back that hasn't played at all this year, who's had hamstring problems, it's supposed to be pretty good. So maybe he can step in and fill the void left by some of the other ones. But there's no doubt who I'm going with in that one.
We know. All right, and same thing for me in this next game. South Carolina at Tennessee. This is one of those games. Carolina blew out Arkansas in Arkansas last week. This is one of those games where a team could have a letdown. And Tennessee, we know at home they can play.
I gave Georgia.
They gave Georgia fits. But I think Carolina last week watching them, they won. They spotted Arkansas a 7-point lead and then hung 52 points on them.
Right.
So I think Carolina's focused. They'll go in there and hopefully beat them by 2 touchdowns. I'll be happy with a 1-point win.
But like I said, South Carolina's they're going to Tennessee, but like I said, I just don't think Tennessee's got enough whatever.
I think Tennessee's one shot at a big upset this year was probably the Georgia game, and they literally fumbled that away.
They pretty much gave it away, right?
All right. This next game was probably the toughest one to pick, or the next 2 games.
Right.
We got Florida at Missouri. If the game was in Florida, that's a no-brainer. I'm picking Florida. Missouri's undefeated. Mizzou played with some passion and fire last week, and their defense was hitting the Dogs. So they're playing at home. I think Mizzou is bound and determined to prove to the rest of the Southeastern Conference that they belong and they want some respect. And Florida's got to go there. Florida's reeling the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to pick Mizzou to beat Florida at home.
Well, as much as it pains me to do this, like I said, Missouri lost their quarterback, even though you said the other one's supposedly just as good. And he didn't throw a whole lot against Georgia.
No, which he didn't get in until the end of the 4th quarter either. So
he did throw a good lateral, though.
Yeah, he did. He did.
But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go with those pesky swamp things down in Gainesville.
All right. Next game, FSU at Clemson. See, I feel the same about Clemson that you feel about Florida.
So, well, I don't really care for Clemson either, but
I think this game could literally go either way. Clemson has a huge home field advantage. probably the biggest home field advantage in the whole Atlantic Coast Conference. But FSU has shown some serious firepower this year. And that quarterback, he may be the best freshman quarterback I've ever seen. Ever. And he's the real deal. FSU looks hungry. They want to return to their glory days. And I think they go into Clemson and make a statement.
Like I said, you going into Clemson's a tough place to play. Wouldn't surprise me to see a very high-scoring affair.
Yeah.
Two great quarterbacks.
Yes.
But with Clemson being at home, I'm going to pick my second orange team in a row and go with the Tigers.
Go with the Tigers. All right. I think I'm only one pick ahead of you, and we got 2 picks.
That's
so
right. So
I could very well be next week if Florida and Clemson win and everything else goes. Doesn't matter how the rest goes. I could be. You could be up by 1.
I could go up by 1, or I could go down by 3.
Hey, you gotta. And if that's the case, I'll be like Adam. I'll be gambling on some picks. I'll roll the dice.
That's right. We won't even mention Adam's picks on here. Y'all just have to read them online.
Oh my Lord!
So y'all can laugh at it.
It'll be an upset Saturday if Adam's picks win this week. On the Georgia defense.
Good luck with that one.
You better bank on something else because they ain't got much of a defense this year. They do got an offense, though. All right, that's going to wrap it up, I think. And we won't be back next week.
No, we're going to take a week off since there'll be no softball to report on and no football to report on.
That's right. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.